Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of Two Couch Talk.
Two Couch Talk.
Woo! Yeah!
Let's go. First episode.
First episode, not second or third or any other episode, the first episode. So today, I am going to be your host. My name is Gavinci Raw, a.k.a. Eli. So if you hear the name, don't be freaked out. I am here with my other host. His name is the legendary Jarrett. I just banged her mom last night. Now I'm your new stepdaddy, Mannche. Yay!
Mannche Jarrett.
Mannche Jarrett. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So let me explain how the show works. Pretty much, we're going to be bringing two topics in. One controversial topic, one regular topic. We can start whatever topic we want. We're given 10 minutes for each individual topic, whichever we want. And we have an additional $5 that we can use only once. But as soon as we use that $5, we're not allowed to use it ever again. So we can only use it on one topic. So we better make sure it's a good one.
You got that right.
You got that right. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And for the love of God, just comment, talk about it. That's the whole point of the show, so we could talk. Plus, we're not trying to do anything to actually hurt or discriminate against any particular people. These are just our opinions and what we do and what we like. And shout out to Jumpman for sponsoring this.
Psych.
Yeah, right.
You thought.
So anyways, I got the timer ready. So I'm going to start it off. The host will always start it off, whichever episode you happen to catch, you know, whether this is the first time catching the first episode or this is episode 23, Jumpman. So I'm going to start it off with the controversial subject.
Okay.
All
okay.
All right. You ready for this?
Starting off strong. I like it.
Yeah.
All right.
Might as well get muddy, you know? So the controversial topic that I'm going to bring up today is video games destroying kids' minds in society in any time frame? Because the reason why I bring that up is because I grew up playing video games. So this is going to be the argument I want you to talk, because I know you play video games too. So talk about it at home too. So let's begin our timer. Let's get this going. Ladies and gentlemen, Two Couch Talk. All right, we are live.
All right. So, is video games destroying kids' minds?
Yes.
No.
Just no.
No.
Just flat out no.
No.
Okay.
Because all
right.
No, you asked the question, I'm answering.
All right, okay.
Jesus. So, no, because kids these days are usually smart enough to understand that video games are video games and not real life. And, you know, if you play GTA 5, you can't just go walk up to somebody and steal their car.
Exactly.
Or, you know, run away from the cops and jump into a military base off of a hill, or fly around a fighter jet, you know, blowing up buildings and shit. So you know, if they're playing Mortal Kombat 11 just released. So if you're playing Mortal Kombat, you can't tear somebody in half or, you know, uppercut their head off or anything like that. You know, it's
just not realistic.
Yeah.
Okay, so the reason why the reason why I made that into our topic, because I remember back in the day when I was playing, that was actually a big thing, because Mortal Kombat was always under target. Actually, I believe it's just banned in Australia right now as we speak.
Yeah.
Number 11. But I actually had a conversation with someone where they felt that games were destroying young kids' minds because they felt that it was desensitizing them to realisticness of people dying, people getting murdered, things of that nature. I told them, well, here's the problem with it, because I grew up playing video games. I played the original Mortal Kombat. I had a Super Nintendo. I had an NES. I had all those. And I told him straight up that I haven't went out to try to kill anybody. I have never had a thought like that. And to me, and I pointed this out to him, to me, it's the parents. You know, the parents didn't step in and possibly say to little Timmy or Angela, hey, you need to realize this is just fictional. It's not real. It's not going to do this. And sit there and actually work with the kid if you feel this is something that they're not going to understand or even get. But at that rate, then that becomes entertainment in general. Because if they're going to sit there and listen to, you know, what this video game that's, you know, teaching them, then who's to say that music's not going to do the same? Or who's going to say that cartoons are not going to do the same? I mean, shit, when I was little, my mom had an old cassette tape. Hey, cassette tapes. Kind of showing my age here. Of the Looney Tunes.
Mm-hmm.
And the Looney Tunes are actually real violent.
Oh, yeah.
But I love those cartoons. Those are great cartoons. But I was smart enough as a kid to realize, because I had no one to explain the context of it, but I was smart enough kid to realize, oh yeah, I'm not going to go and hit somebody on the head with a hammer, or I'm not going to go jump on a damn slingshot and shoot myself off a mountain. I'm going to die. That's stupid. But granted, all it takes is one dumbass kid to do something like that to create an uproar of people saying, well, see, clearly this needs to be banned, or clearly this needs to be changed. Because, I know you're a little bit too young for this, but I was around the era before they even had any parental advisory stickers on the product, and before they had anything. They had like a parental advisory type code on it, to where you can't actually access it unless you're a certain age.
Like you mean like a rating on a game, like if they like E, T, and M,
and like all that. I was there before all that even existed. And then, and then that's when some controversy came up, and I believe it was because of Mortal Kombat. And then, boom, that parental advisory sticker had to be put on everyone, especially for music too, because it's like that didn't exist, but people knew it was like, more or less aggressive, violent music. So it's like that's the direction you're going to go into. Because when I grew up, my parents weren't strict on like what type of music I could listen to or anything like that.
Me neither.
I love that type of. I'm not gonna lie, I still listen to aggressive type music. That's just what I grew up on. That's what I appreciate, and that's what I still listen to.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about to me. Plus, I hope that people would realize, like, if you work with your kid more in the sense that you're just actually a parent and a real positive parent, that would be more important to the kid beneficially, as far as like mind and all that, like maturing and being more intelligent with life, than just being like, here, have this, watch this, and play with this, and leave me alone for 40 minutes, 50 minutes, or whatever.
Exactly. Like, when I was a kid, I played the original NES and Nintendo 64 and stuff like that. And I played, Mario, and I wouldn't go jumping down no pipes and trying to find some
step
coins.
on some turtles.
Exactly, or step on some turtles, or we played Duck Hunt. I didn't try to shoot ducks. So
yeah,
I think people try to blame video games for
all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, exactly. They look at a video game and they're like, okay, well, little Timmy has been playing, let's say Mortal Kombat for 40 hours a week. He's been playing,
nonstop,
and just like grinding out levels and stuff, and he's having fun with it. But
so is there like a stigma in that too, that he's not going to have any social interaction either, because he's so focused on that specifically?
Well, no, I think there is a limit, especially when I was a kid. I only got a certain time frame where like a limit where I could play video games, and otherwise I go outside or do whatever. Yeah,
which is good. That's good parental.
And I think it kept me from getting sucked into video games when I was younger, and just like throwing away my childhood. But I do think that sometimes parents don't do as good of a job as teaching kids, like, hey, don't go punching people, it's not going to end well.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they don't look after their kids. Like, if I saw my kid playing Mortal Kombat, I wouldn't have a problem with him playing Mortal Kombat. I would have a problem if he took those things from Mortal Kombat and put them into like real life. Then there's an issue. But then I failed as a parent because I didn't teach him, like, hey, don't do that.
Exactly.
Like, that's not the video game's fault. That's my fault, because I failed him as a parent, that he shouldn't have went and punched a kid in the mouth because he saw it on Mortal Kombat. Or he saw it on a WWE. Like, I remember that was super big when I was a kid, and people trying to like do all these moves and stuff, and people get like really hurt if you don't do it right. Yeah,
exactly.
So I think it's more parents' fault.
Parents, yeah. Not to blame all parents, because I'm sure that there are. Yeah, I'm sure that there are some type of a kid just was being stupid and did something, maybe try to be impress a friend or something, and then this was what happened from it. Not to say that the kid is not unintelligent and or wasn't parented correctly. Can't blame all parents, but
exactly.
I would say I'll go as far as to say like 95% of the time it is parents.
Well, like,
but also too, it's just like depends on the kid too. Like if a kid's like, I hate to say this, but really messed up in the head, and probably should have been the parents should have stepped in, should have maybe try to get the kid help or anything like that, then then that does stand back to the parents though, because it's like the parents should have solved to begin with.
Yeah, it's such an individual, like you can't just put a blanket over it and be like, okay, this is everybody. Every single kid works this way. Every single parent works this way. Like,
yeah, because then it's a stigma otherwise.
Each case is individual. But like, we don't. So like, people are born with like 11 fingers or something, or 11 toes. But we don't teach in schools that kids have 11 fingers or 11 toes, because that's such a small percentage of the population that is that way, that how can you include the vast majority of people in that small little population?
Yeah.
Like, so if one kid goes out, says he learned this move from Mortal Kombat, hurts a kid seriously, puts him in the hospital, that doesn't mean that every single kid is going to do it.
Exactly.
But that's what, like, news coverage and stuff like that tries to throw out there, is that this video game will cause your kids to do this.
Yes. And unfortunately it's gotten to a point where it's like prominent, because even that it's just that type of situation where it's all paired into one group, and it never, from all the reportings I've ever seen, I have not yet to actually see one, unless you go to like the late night shows like on HBO. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head, but those type of people, they'll tell you, well, it's the parents' fault. But usually it's not. Usually most of them, in Fox, CNN, et cetera, fill in the blank here, whatever newscast you want, they're always going to try to blame that company, try to make them look out to be monsters and things of that nature, instead of being like, hey, you know what, the parent just didn't do their effing job and try to do something correctly by the kid. And then what? Put them in social workers' work, and then make them go through that whole system, potentially even getting taken away from parents who might have been better off with those parents.
Yeah.
Instead of going with, the type of parenting situation where it's just like, logically, if you look at the situation, you'll say, hey, you know what? I'm going to just tell the parents, hey, you need to be better parents. Okay, good. And then that's it. Want to use your 5?
Nah.
No? Okay.
No.
All right.
Because you'll see. I kind of paused at the beginning when you said your controversial topic, and you'll see why.
All right. So that's the first controversial topic for Two Couch Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. So Mannche is up.
All right. It's my turn.
You're right, Mannche.
All right, we'll spice it up a little bit.
All right. See what we got.
All right. So my controversial topic is, does music affect people in a negative, like how does music affect people? I don't know. I didn't figure out how to word it. But like, does violent music make
people more violent,
or does sad music make people
more sad?
Like.
All right. So let's start the timer. So ladies and gentlemen, does music influence people in emotion? Let's begin. All right.
Because I asked the question, you answer.
All right.
Go ahead.
I truly believe that yes, I do believe it can influence you, but there goes again your mental mind state.
Mm-hmm.
If you are depressed beyond belief and you're already close to doing, committing suicide, and you hear a song where it says, I'm sad and I want to commit suicide, you might be like, you know what, me too, fuck it, I'm done. Or if you're just like, oh man, I'm all worked up and I'm crazy and I want to go kill somebody, and you already have that mind state, and then you hear the song that says, yeah, let's go kill somebody, you're like, fuck yeah, let's go do it. And then you go do it. So I do think that there is some swaying in it, but like I said, I grew up on aggressive music and things of that nature, but I never enacted on it.
Yeah.
Because I was smart enough to realize, like, there's always a repercussion for certain things you do. Granted, don't get me wrong, there's some people who, I don't know personally, but I have seen that did not get any type of repercussion or any type of punishment. They got away with whatever they got away with. Not going to say nothing, no incrimination.
Yeah.
But it's happened.
You know who we're talking about.
Yeah. You know who I'm talking about.
Exactly.
You're watching this right now. But those people were already in that mind state, so it's like hard to believe that, because then it kind of stands back to what I was saying earlier, because it's like, well, then maybe it was the parents when they were first growing up, or maybe, because I would like to think of this as more like subjected to people who are in their late teens into the early adulthood are the ones who are more affected by this, in my opinion. I mean, hell, like a good example of that is XXXTentacion, Jocelyn Flores. That song was dedicated to her because she heard his music and then committed suicide to it in his hotel room, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I think that's how the story goes.
Yeah, that she went into his hotel room waiting for him and committed suicide because his music didn't sway her to do it. She just felt a certain way already, heard his music, and then went to his hotel room and then caused that or did that. So, I mean, without a doubt, research it. If I'm wrong, feel free to comment below. Let us know. Feel free to subscribe and let us know in the future that I was an idiot and I said it wrong. Please let me know. I would love to have a conversation with you, and I would love for you guys to have conversations to let us know if what we're talking about was right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But so she was already in her mind state that she was probably going to do this already.
Yeah.
So I like to think that it doesn't really it is not going to sway you per se, because if you're already in the mindset of like this is what I'm going to do anyways,
mm-hmm.
then that's just going to help kind of push you a little more, but not 100% because it's still your mind state that's allowing you to get to that point.
Yeah.
Because everyone has their own little objective, and it's all subjective in a lot of ways because it's all in your mind, how you internalize everything.
Mm-hmm.
You might think that someone is singing a song and then be like, oh, they're speaking to me specifically when they have never met you in their entire life and they have no clue you even exist. So how could they possibly be talking to you specifically?
Mm-hmm. And so the reason I brought this up was because I was like scrolling through YouTube and I was going
You didn't see my song, did you?
No. Maybe at like the bottom of the page, but I didn't go down there. It was a dark place.
Dark, lonely place.
So I was scrolling through YouTube and I was going over like some just music videos and stuff for different songs that I don't know. When I listen to a song that I really like, I always check out the music video because it just makes me appreciate the song more.
Yeah.
But anyways,
or follow more of the music by the artist, and it kind of gets you into a little like rabbit hole. Yeah.
Exactly. So I was watching that and I saw an old clip of when Tupac was being interrogated by that investigator for having like violent music, and oh man, I don't remember his name, but like they were accusing Tupac of making violent music to influence people to kill
and to hurt policemen
and to hurt policemen.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I make music.
Yeah.
Whatever people do, that's their business, but I make music.
Yeah.
And
because it's an artistic expression.
Exactly.
Like if all you know is this world, and then you are materialize it into music or art, physical, like paintings of art, or into whatever type of art you in your mind, like even like food creation or like designing a video game or things of that nature that literally has some type of artisticness behind it. I mean, can be also based off of what you've seen and how you articulate in your mind and how you feel. So, I mean, it's going to be perceived in some type of way. And unfortunately, there's going to be these people who are going to see it in a negative manner in some shape or form.
Exactly. And that's what I was bringing up in the last one, is like that minority.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, sure, maybe this guy was most likely already violent. It's not like he was just a happy-go-lucky, like, say, 9-to-5 office job with a family and, making six figures and all that. And he heard one of Tupac's songs and he's like, I'm going to go kill somebody.
Yeah, why not?
I'm gonna go, hurt a policeman or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's not how it works. It's not brainwashing. It's just listening to a song.
Exactly. Because then you could say black metal's like that. Then you could say a lot of rock music was like that back, grunge music back in the day in the 90s. You could, like literally the catalog's huge. And hell, you can even go back into the Beatles era back in the 70s when they started doing like the acid like trend of music, where it was just like, I Am the Walrus and Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds and etc. At the Doors. I mean, the list is huge.
Yeah.
That are all on this trend of like they're drug music. It's like the best way to put it.
Pretty much.
And so it's like you're telling me then that literally made all those people want to take drugs, or were these people already taking drugs and this is just the music of their era?
Exactly.
So it's just a cause of this is already happening. And these people are just kind of like reporting on it, know, and so now you physically see it.
Or like Bob Marley songs.
Yes.
Where people who let's say like didn't smoke weed, they still liked his music, but people who smoked weed really liked his music because they just felt it more.
Yeah.
Or have you ever hear a song and like say there's like a drop or something or like an exciting part and it's coming because you've heard the song hundreds of times before.
Yeah.
And you get that like chill down your spine. Like that's like a chemical reaction in your brain. It's like your brain releases a chemical and it like flows throughout your body. I think it's called dopamine.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. And it literally is like, it makes you feel like excited and happy and like, makes your hair stand on end and like,
yeah.
If I'm sad or something, or if I had a shitty day at work, which is pretty much every day, but it's a different time, another story.
Different story, yeah. Controversial topic coming soon.
Exactly. But if I'm having a bad day and I go into my car and I'm leaving work and I put on a certain playlist and it's like, like hyped up music and it's like super upbeat and everything, by the end of the car ride, I'm jamming, headbanging, singing along in like a great mood. And then like from 8 hours a day of just bullshit and just like content, anger and just like
and I agree with you 100% because it's kind of the opposite of what I was saying earlier, where it's just like the people who are influenced by this. I mean, what if music was what was making them not commit what they were going to do before? Excuse me. And what if like let's say like Bob Marley, like they were listening to Bob Marley and a few years before when they were listening to Bob Marley, they're like, what, not today, I'm not going to do that. And then 3 years later, they listened to whatever song that they said it caused them to do that, and now they did it. But that means like there's a possibility that they were already thinking that then, and then now they finally enacted on it. So it's like hard to really sit there and say, because there's so many people who are, I don't want to say brainwashed, but just so easy to be influenced and easy to be lied to and believe every single lie, which we know a few.
Yep.
That they're okay with that and they actually accept the lie as truth, which is like, it blows my mind where it's like, why would you accept this as truth? But those are just the people who are the ones who are easily manipulated, and those are the ones who I feel don't have the ability of their own self to find and discover what they love on their own, because they don't know what they love on their own, on their own. I've met a lot of those people where they're like, oh, well, put this song on, and it's like, oh, top 100 that's popular right this second, and I'm like, that's cool, cool, you like that song, but then it's like, well, what else do you like? Number 2, the top 100 you like, number 3, and it's like, oh, okay, so clearly you're being influenced by what's ever popular. But when you get shown something that's like considered a classic by people who love music or who love art or who love this, they don't look at it that way because it's like, it's not popular. Want to use your 5?
Nope.
No 5. All right. So that knocks down second topic.
Okay,
all right.
Second controversial topic.
Done. We didn't get that muddy, ladies and gentlemen. We will eventually, but today we're kind of clean. So we can, just wipe it off the shoe.
Yep.
We're good. All right. So we're on to my third topic. Well, our third topic, my second topic. And this one is Parenting 101, a.k.a. are parents letting this little device raise their kids? So let's begin.
And bordering on a controversial topic.
That is very borderline. In a year or two, it will be controversial. Watch. Yeah. I'm calling it.
Okay, so are parents letting their phones raise their kids?
Raise their kids, yes. Because right now, right now what I could see is it's at least 60-50. Oh, excuse me, 60-40, and 40 being no, they don't. 60 being yes, they do.
Well, yeah, I think maybe
just from seeing.
Maybe because like what we see at work, almost every single kid that is with their parents
has a cell
phone in their hands, watching some video or playing a game or what have you.
A cartoon or what? Yeah.
But we don't know how they are
outside of that.
Exactly, at home or anything. Maybe they're just, just to keep them quiet and keep them busy while they're doing their stuff, while the parents are doing their stuff.
Which I can't blame them for that. I completely understand that aspect, because it's like you don't want your kid running around the damn grocery store while you're trying to grocery shop, and you want them to be calm, especially if you don't have a babysitter or someone to watch your kid while you go out and shop for 15, 20, 30 minutes or an hour it takes you to go grocery shopping, especially when you need to go get. All right, shout out to all those people who are making it happen or broke.
Yeah.
But the ones who need to go there and not have a little whispering kid or a little kid saying, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. That I completely understand, because, I mean, I don't have any kids myself, but I know I've been to the grocery store with my niece, and she wanted this, she wanted that, she wanted this, she wanted that. And it's like, dude, I don't really have money for that type of stuff. Just chill. We're here to get these specific. Yeah, we're here to get these specific things. So I understand why people would be like, here's this. Another reason why I bring up this topic is because I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and she told me that in the world we live in, it's already prominent. So you still actually want to try to find a balancing act in it. So the kid knows what this is, but know that it's more of a reward rather than this is a given.
Yeah.
And so when you actually do right by me, then you will earn this thing, in which case this will be your entertainment thing. But you still need to be a kid, and you still do need to go out and play. You still need to go do this. You still need to go do that. And those type of things are really important to be a kid, especially for growth and, socialization amongst other kids.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I remember back when I was a kid, like, we didn't have, I think we maybe had a really old computer. Maybe we didn't have smartphones or anything like that. And, we had the video game console, but I only got that for maybe an hour a day or something.
Yeah.
And after that, I'd go tell my parents, I'd be like, hey, I'm going to go, see who wants to play or something. And they'd be like, okay, when the street lights turn on, it's time to come home. And I'm like, all right. And I would just go out, and I knew where all my friends' houses were, and all my friends' parents knew who I was. So I would walk up to their doors and knock on their doors, be like, hi, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, is Joey here? And can he come out and play?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, sure. And they tell me the same thing, as soon as the street lights turn on, it's time to come home.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'd give anything to go back to those days and just not have a care in the world.
And just be able to play, like, goof off. And
exactly. Like, I don't get a lot of time like that anymore. So looking back on that, it's those things that you kind of look back on. I mean, I'm only 21, but like looking just, what was that? Maybe 12 years ago, 13 years ago, when I was doing that, it's irreplaceable. Those memories. I'll never forget doing that. And I don't know. I guess I don't see kids out that much, or we go to the park, or we'd use our imagination. We'd play pirates or what have you, and would make shit up as we go along.
Yeah, exactly. So I was about to say, and you kind of answered it, was today's society, is there any kids that are actually really doing it now? Because I've seen, like, I'll go to like a park that's not far from here, and who's there are adults.
Yeah.
There's not kids. And you'll see a kid there, but they're sitting on the bench on this thing.
Yep.
And the parent will be on the swinging.
Yeah.
And or on the slide goofing off. And you will see that one or two kids there, but it's not evident. Or, you see the adults over there playing basketball, or they're running around the park, but it's like you don't really see the kids like you did before. Because when I was a kid, same thing. We used to go play tag. We would play freeze tag. We'd play, like whatever we could like that. But I also did play video games. So it's like when it was late, that's when we came inside. We'd play video games.
Yeah.
Because you can't be out anyways. Or go in the backyard, and if we had a pool, if someone had a pool, we go swimming. Or if we had this, we do this. Something like where all the cousins and friends or whomever would all just be goofing off and having fun and enjoying the time. We're just being a kid.
Yeah.
And the imaginations, it's exactly how you said. It's like, yeah, I remember I have such good recounts of memories that it's just like, you're right, it's irreplaceable. That I truly think that there's a lot of kids in these newer generations who are already missing that or are going to miss that. And because I feel like the way society has changed so hard and changed so much that they may not regret it just because of how normal it is now.
Yeah. Like it's not, it's not abnormal to see a kid on a phone or on an iPhone. There's like 5th graders or 4th graders that get iPhones
on the brand new iPhone X.
Exactly. And
sponsored by Apple.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And it's just crazy to think like how far things have gone from,
the
12 years ago.
Yeah. The little Nokia phones that you're lucky had a game on there. If it had a game on there,
like, I don't know, maybe Snake or something.
Oh yeah. The Snake.
But that was about it. But like, I mean, I had to do, I couldn't play video games until I did chores, but I still had a time limit on that. I had to pick up like dog poop, or I had to sweep or clean my room or something like that. Do whatever to earn those privileges to even, go outside or play, or, they're like, is your room clean? And I'm like, yes. Did you pick up the dog poop in the backyard? I'd be like, yes. They'd be like, okay, you can go outside and play. But like, I don't know. I feel like parents are just too scared to like parent their kids.
Yeah, because I mean,
they're too scared to like enforce rules on them.
Do you think
because they don't want them to turn out bad? Some reason?
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you think it's because parents were raised a certain way in their childhood, so they don't want to repeat what their parents did, and this is the one that I was gonna actually put out there, that potentially they're worried about their kid actually filming them with this and putting it on social media, like, oh, my mom or dad's a bad parent, and here's my proof of it. And it's not even like that. It's just anything and everything could be put in a negative light if it's just caught correctly.
Yeah.
You could just be having
look at it in the wrong context.
You might be like, this is a terrible human being. But it's like, no, they were just having a terrible day, and they got a little loud, but really they weren't, they were just trying to parent their kid.
Yeah.
Who now put them in this situation where all these other people are now attacking them for just trying to be a parent.
Exactly. I think, I don't know, it's such like it's such a hard thing to really consider, because we're not parents.
Yeah.
And we were raised a certain way, but that's not really how kids are raised anymore.
No.
And I feel like
those days are long gone.
Yeah, I mean, but I feel like when I have a kid, when I have multiple kids, like I would want to raise them the way I was raised. Like, not like, I mean, obviously, technology advances and stuff, and if I ever give them a phone, then I'll probably get them like an iPhone or whatever, because that's just what it is now. I wouldn't give my kid a flip phone from 2001 like I had.
Yeah.
But like if I would get them, I remember one of my friends had one of these before I had like an actual cell phone. He had one of those phones where it's like you have a home button and a 911 button, and that was it. Do you remember those?
I actually, I do remember some kids had that. Yep. And I was just like, what the hell's that? Because I didn't get a cell phone until I was I think a sophomore or a junior in high school.
Yeah, I was in 6th grade.
Yeah, when you got it. Because it kind of makes sense now. I get it, especially for parents who are worried about their kids. Like, hey, you kind of want to have them have a cell phone on them, where if someone's trying to hurt them or trying to kill them, you want them to call and be like, hey, Mom, Dad, help me. There's something going on. That's it. Want to use your 5?
Nah.
All right.
Nah, I gotta save the 5 for something good.
All right. So last topic, Jarrett. Let's make us go out with a bang.
All right. The last topic is how to approach a female. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to have so many comments talking about, oh, you do this, oh, you do that. Oh, you just walk up and say hi to us and we'll talk to you. No.
All right. So let's begin. 10 minutes. Let's begin. And without a doubt, discuss it in below, and have women feel free to dispel all the shit that guys are talking, and men, please dispel all the shit women are talking, because there's going to be both.
Yeah, there's going to be two sides to every argument. And we're both two guys right here, so we didn't really see the other side of it. But
I'm going to try to be both. I'm going to try to be neutral.
Yeah.
Just from the years of me dealing with females and, just dealing with the good ones and then the bad ones and then the ones in the middle. So how you approach a female. What I found that always worked for me is just being yourself, just approaching females, saying something like hello, or just trying to actually create idle chit chat, something that's real common grounds. Don't go up to a female and be like, damn, baby, you look fine. You actually might get a positive response from that depending on the female.
Yeah.
If she's a certain type of female, but let's be realistic. If you really want a female like that, that's the type of female that honestly is probably going to be like, either might cheat on you, she might be a piece of shit, and don't get me wrong, there are also men who are talking like that to females. So you women, if a guy approaches you like that, he's probably a piece of shit too.
Exactly.
So that doesn't mean that you sit there and be like, oh, he treated me like shit right now, so I should be with him. No, there's a very good likelihood is that he's gonna treat you like shit, period, until the relationship ends. Learn from that shit.
Yep.
Grow a fucking pair of balls and tell them to go fuck themselves. Both men and women, both of you guys, tell each other to go fuck each other if your guys are not right for each other. That's the worst thing in the world to me, when you're with someone and you're obviously wasting each other's time instead of just being the bigger person or the adult and saying, you know what, we're not right for each other. Let's move the fuck on.
Exactly. So I'd have to agree with you and say that when if you see a girl that you think is cute and you want to go talk to her and you're like, man, like, I can't miss this opportunity. Like, don't do it when she's with the group of her friends. Yes. Because it's not, I promise, like, across my heart, it's not going to happen. It's not going to work out. She'll, like her friends will be there, like, giving you dirty looks the whole time. Unless you're, like, some, like, Leonardo DiCaprio looking, like, gorgeous guy. Yeah. Or like, Chris Hemsworth or anything like that. Some of, like, the really good-looking guys. Like, unless you walk up to girls like looking like that, you're not going to get a good response. So,
well, like one of my friends who are from Chicago, and I have another friend who's from New York. They told me over there what you want to do for a situation like that is literally go up to a female, grab her by their arm, and say like, "Hey, Ma, can I speak to you real quick?" And you literally pull her aside, like not like drag her away, but like kind of neutral ways, like how they refer to it. And then you talk to her, because then those females understand like, oh, he wants to speak to her in private. And so they leave it alone. On the West Coast, I found is that you have to sit there. Okay, don't seem like stalker status, motherfuckers, but this is like the best thing, is you kind of want to sit there and watch until you could get a single moment of time away from their friends with that one female. So you go in, say, hey, how's it going, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
If she doesn't get away, unfortunately, that means you're not going to get your shot. And if you go approach them with all the females together, you're going to get turned down. You're not going to have a good time.
No, it's not going to be a good time. So don't approach them if they're in a group. If they're in the like, say you're in college or something like that, and they're in the library and they're studying, or they have do not approach the female.
Yeah, she's
not approached.
She's focused. You never want to bug a focused female, because she's gonna be like, "What the fuck do you want? Why are you bugging me?"
Exactly. And then you're just literally from step 0, you were fucked. Yeah. So,
as a matter of fact, now you're in worse terms, because now she sees you in a negative light. Yeah. Because now you're a bugger.
Yeah, exactly. Or even if she has like headphones in, if she's like, I don't know, like say she's like, so I go to college. So say she's like sitting on one of the benches or something. Yeah, shout out to all the college kids. It was rough. So say she's like sitting on a bench or something, or at one of the tables, and she's on her phone, has her headphones in, or she's like reading a book and has her headphones in, but she has like nobody else around her. You can try, because it's a little bit easier to like approach a female that way. But most of the time when she has like her headphones in and she's doing something and like the sunglasses on and everything, like she's not looking to talk to anybody. She's just chilling. Yeah. I mean, the only way I found you kind of approach a female like that is to walk up to her and just be like, excuse me, is this seat taken? Like near her, but not next to her, but near her.
And if you get her attention and she says, yeah, go ahead and sit down, then you say, okay. So you sit down and you start, you don't want to mimic exactly what she's doing, but do stuff kind of like what she's doing. Like you just got on your phone or something. And then before you know it, eventually one of you will eventually break the ice. You don't want to usually be the one to try to first forcefully do it. Just try to let it organically happen. I've seen, like with myself, I sat down and I'm sitting there, and before I know it, I see her looking over my shoulder at my phone. And then I'll say, hey, how's it going? And then literally try to make small idle chit chat.
Yeah.
You got to allow her to make the first attempt in certain degrees. Most females want you to make the first attempt. But even like going and asking if you could sit down near her, that could in their head be you making a first attempt. So you put yourself in that situation where she can actually speak to you now and try to see if you're a cool guy or not, if she found you attractive or something about you that she liked. I found there's some females who like guys who are uglier than dog shit. But hey, tomato, like there's
to each their own.
To each their own, yeah. I have met girls that I'm like, oh my God, you're insanely gorgeous. And then I see their boyfriend or husband and I'm like, what?
I know, like why?
Why would you? He must have an incredible personality.
Yeah. Man, he's got a really big feet, huh?
Oh,
weird.
Yeah.
Anyways, so what you could also do in those situations is like you kind of read their body language.
Yes.
So I've with girls, a lot of times if they really don't want to talk to you, they'll cross their arms.
Yeah. It's
like they'll stand there and they'll be like, oh yeah, and they'll give you like short answers and shit, like basic like I'm not interested, like please leave me alone kind of stuff, but they're not trying to say like fuck off. And then like sort of interested is like their hands are in front like this, and then I don't know, like really interested is like their hands are at their side or they're even like behind them.
Yeah, or they're doing hand gestures and moving with their hands with you when they're speaking to you.
They're like very animated when they talk, or they're like playing with their hair. They're twisting their hair like this, just like I don't know, body language signs.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like you said, when you sit down and before you know it, you're talking to her. Like if you say, hey, is this seat taken? And she has to like take her earphones out or something, and then she's like, what? I'm sorry. And you say, is the seat taken? And she says, oh no, you can have it. And she leaves her headphones out. Like
instant sign.
That's a go.
That's a
green light right there. That's a go.
Go. Make it happen.
Yeah.
Don't chicken out. Be confident and just be in the sense that you're gonna talk as a person to her, not as a sex object. Not this is gonna go anywhere, but just have a regular casual conversation.
Yeah.
And usually that takes you 20 different directions that are way better than the direction you would have went if you're just like, I'm gonna have sex with this girl tonight. Unless you're just a Don Casanova and you just got that,
exactly,
it's not gonna happen.
Exactly.
So don't play yourself in that degree. I was gonna tell you, the girl who is crossing her arms like that, you really don't want to approach her. But what I found with something like that, the best thing you could do is find something to lean on and turn to her at an angle, so you're not giving her full attention to her. Excuse me. And so when you lean like that, and then you turn your head and talk to her, and you just speak real casual, don't raise your voice or don't do anything to that, just kind of like almost dismissive in everything you say, it forces her to try to talk a little more and open up. And then you'll notice that she'll kind of bring down her guards to try to find out why you're being kind of like standoffish, to make that happen. Because I've done that before to a female. Well,
because it's like they're dismissing you first.
Exactly.
But then you dismiss them.
So it's
and then they're like, wait, why are you dismissing me? Like, I'm supposed to be dismissing you. And you guys get into this almost like imaginary fight over who's ignoring who more.
Exactly. Whereas, ladies, I am very sorry, but guys get turned down anywhere from 30 to 40 times a day if we hit on girls casually. You guys get turned down probably never. And if you guys do it, probably once or maybe twice a week, if that. So you guys don't really have to try, whereas guys have to physically try. And please, for the love of God, don't try to take it so up to what. When a guy approaches you, that, don't get me wrong, I'm sure you get approached by some real complete jackasses, some complete bullshit dumb fucks who don't deserve 2 seconds of your time. But please try to be open-minded in a sense. You might actually find out one guy who's actually not a piece of shit, and he's actually going to treat you like the queen that you are. Want to use 5?
Nope.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen,
All right,
that
that's it.
concludes our first episode of Two Couch Talk. We made it.
Oh, we made it.
We made it.
Oh, that was hard.
Oh, man, what a physical job. So, Mannche, would you please tell the audience where they could find you at?
All right, so my name's Jared Mannche. You can find me at Jared, Jared Mannche, Mannche on Twitter. And if you also play PlayStation, you can find me at Mannche, Mannche. And play some games or something. It'll be fun.
Make it happen, talk about it in the comments below.
Exactly.
And me, Gavinci Raw, you can find me on YouTube. So youtube.com//Gavinci Raw, the only one. I made sure that happened. The Twitter, I'm going to be having to restructure it. So pretty soon here it's going to be Gavinci Raw, at Gavinci Raw on Twitter. Most recently, you could actually find me pretty often on Instagram. So if you actually want to contact me directly, Instagram is the best way to go. So it's at Gavinci Raw. And the way you spell it's Gavinci. That's Gavinci. And then Raw is RAW. And it's all one word. The Facebook's not up yet. I will have that up shortly. And for this podcast and future podcasts, you can find us at Two Couch Talk. And that's the number 2. In which case, we're going to have it on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and soon we'll be having it on Spotify, hopefully Tidal if we can make everything work, and of course iTunes. So be on the lookout for all that.
Yep.
And without a doubt, thank you for listening. And please
appreciate it.
Comment below. Please subscribe and talk. This is the whole point of the show, is so that way we could talk to get you guys talking. It's the elephants in the room that people are afraid to talk about, and so fuck it, we're gonna talk about it so that way you guys can have the balls to talk about it too.
If nobody's gonna do it, we're gonna be the ones to do it.
We'll make it happen. So with that being said, you guys have yourself a great night and keep talking.
Yep. Peace, guys.
Peace.